After a record quarter for anime investors, let's just say I had some money to play with, and I threw it everywhere. This must be what it's like to be Mark Cuban investing in all them Shark Tank startups. Oh hey man, what's up? What do you mean I lost all my Weebucks? Classroom of the Elite 2. Sick, dude. The return of everybody's favorite Sigma male robot and my favorite son in all of anime, bro. Let's go. Classroom of the Elite picked up right where I left off. Totally didn't feel like a 5-year hiatus at all. Which, as an investor, you like to see, but as a second season, you would really like to see some gains on that investment. However, in this case, Classroom Elite was a late bloomer and absolutely came through in the clutch when it was needed. It finally dove into the dark aura that had been surrounding its first season, and it did not disappoint. B tier.
何の真似だ?
かつてシャルティアがこのようなことをしたと聞きました。
いや、あれは罰を与えるためだ。
ならば私が支配しているリザードマンがアインズ様に無礼な言葉を。
それは忘れろと言ったはずだ。
しかしながら。
ああ、もうよい。
You know, maybe Cocutus is built different. He's one of us. Overlord is the US Treasury bonds of anime. It's a safe investment. You know what you're going to get out of it, and it delivers a fat payout at the end of its season. Textbook safe investment for them Weebucks. Ainz is failing successfully at playing 4D chess against the mere peons of his world to quite literally set himself up as Supreme Overlord.
He said it! He said it!
Meanwhile, my hunch was justified that Reiner is the scariest bitch in all of anime. It's not like anime isn't filled with its yawns and god-tier villains, but something about Reiner chills your boy to his very core. I mean, it takes some serious memories to off your entire royal lineage and your kingdom just to spend your life with Climb. But what's better than spending the rest of your life with Climb? Spending the rest of eternity with Climb, obviously. In awe the size of this chick. Absolute mad lass. B tier. Yes. Yes, yes, bro! The skin-tight black dress that can make even a virgin like me pass. Oh, well, what happened? I blacked out there for a second. Why does my head hurt? Vermilion Gold was horny as fuck, and I'm surprised it didn't get the greatest 10-letter word in a weeb's vocabulary. But Eki can only get you so far, and by so far, I mean I'll end up watching the whole damn thing. And of course, Eki was really all it had going for it, bro. I mean, it had its wholesome moments, but for the most part, it was just basic. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I want some plot with my degeneracy. C tier. You remember Captain Hitsugaya? Well, this is him now. Feel old yet? Aw, cool. The return of little kids getting fucked. Nope, not going there. There, Damami Susan. I didn't say it. Please, don't punish me. No, wait, punish! The Golden City is nothing but eldritch horrors, the likes of which give Lovecraft chills, dude. Just when you say Main Abyss couldn't be more fucked, it gets more fucked. Who would have thought? This thing is an experience, dude. Never a dull moment, and always ready to fucking hit you in the gut. B tier. Wait. No, I'm not mentally prepared for this. I thought I had months. You can't spring this scene on a homie, bro. You're finna make me act up. You know, for a show whose main premise I've seen be taken to the eckiest, I'm surprised at how tame this thing was. I think both of these characters need to embrace the oldest and most noblest of codes, and that is, if she isn't blood related, she's free to be dated. I'm pretty sure I took that from Kikrik. And whatever, base statement, true as shit. This one struck a chord with me, man, so much so that I think this was the sleeper anime out of summer. Yeah, bro, it sucks drifting apart away from your childhood boyfriend/girlfriend over meaningless bullshit, but still harbor a chunk of your heart for that person because they were your first.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
This thing was on par with It's Too Sick to Call Love and Haikyuu from last year. And, of course, that's a solid investment right there. B tier. When I saw the greatest 10-letter word in Weeb's vocabulary, you can bet your sweet ass I was down for the whole ride. And, oh my god, this is exactly the kind of hentai I can get behind. The wholesome kind! Despite the degeneracy of being on par with Redo Appealer, and I expect nothing less from the same studio that did Interspecies Reviewers. Keep up the good work, by the way, you're doing God's work. I was surprised at how wholesome and methodical the story was. They just weren't catering to your groin. So when the last up dropped, I was like, what the hell? You just took all this time in constructing this narrative that you were absolutely crushing, by the way. Only to speedrun the harem at the end! Bro, that's whack as fuck. Missing me with that FU moment. C tier. What do you get when you take an anime that's carried by its plot away from the studio known for its storytelling? You get the most meh-existent anime of the year, bro. I've never seen such a meh anime in my life, and I watched Joan, dude. This came out flaccid, dude. Absolutely no vitality whatsoever. It started off as, whoa, XD, wacky, random, rawr. Like, that selling point fails to stick 95% of the time. And when it finally got going in its back half, I was like, bro, I'm already tired of this, and I have little to no cares left for the plot of this thing. Overall, this was one of the driest second seasons I've ever seen and did not justify the 9-year wait. Christ and me now. C tier. From the director that brought you Monogatari comes Midriff Vampire. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say about that. I should have posted that sooner. This thing's still known to me as Midriff Vampire. I've been wanting to watch Monogatari all year, but I've not gotten around to it. But that's fine because I got Diet Monogatari instead. I thought Call of the Night was going to be the thing that fucked me up off Nagatoro. You have no idea how much Nagatoro fucked me up. But the more I watched, the more it sank away from even A tier. Like, sure, Nazuna is more consistent 02, and if I gave 02 waifu status, well, shit. Speaking of 02, he's the character she voiced. Hashtag nerf the mad lad. But also mad respect for bringing in some of anime's best baddies to voice your characters, bro. Hats off to you. Also, the backdrops for Call of the Night are absolute screensaver material. Great job all around from the production cast to make the night look so vivid. Again, I expect nothing less for the same producer who did the Monogatari series. The real MVP right here, boys. Great job capturing the unhinged adventures of nighttime shenanigans. B tier. Aw, hells yeah, man. Danmachi's back, baby. Danmachi finally returns to form after its 3rd season. I hated it. You could watch the first 2 episodes and then the last 4, and you would have been perfectly fine with it. That's how much of a bang-up job it was. This is where Danmachi distinguishes itself from the boys. It elaborated on the deeper floors of the dungeon and the dangers they impose, while also uncovering the backstory of an already pre-established character in Ryu, all while maintaining the same charm found in its 1st season. Again, Danmachi's back, baby. Don't you ever scare me like that again. B tier. Now, this is the part of the program where I don't have any footage. Thank you, Netflix. I've been waiting so long for Kakuri, and I don't give a flying fuck if it doesn't have Jabba Miyuko. Jabba Miyuko isn't what makes Kakuri. Kakuri, bro. And I'm fucking right about that. Finally dragged my ass to Netflix, hopped on and go, why are there only 6 episodes? By the time you get set to the characters and the surroundings, it's at 4, and it's almost over, leaving you with way more questions than answers. Like, what made Mary change from the happy-go-lucky go-getter to the cynical manipulator she is in the main series? Who are her 2 sidekick characters? And what happens to them? Lastly, how does the Beautification Club Prez get her title? See, dude, more questions than answers. This should have been a whole season. Nay, it should have been an 18-episode series. Mappa, bro, I know you're in a little over your head at the moment. You got Chainsaw Man, Vinland Saga 2nd season, AOT, and Jujutsu Kaisen all on the docket.
Daddy, chill.
And you sauce Kakuri to appease the mere peasants. I thank you, by the way. I absolutely enjoyed this very much, on par with Kakuri's brand, and not out of place at all. But Mappa, bro, you remember our deal. Just finish the election arc, and you never have to touch Kakuri ever again. B tier. Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 2. Rent-A-Girlfriend went from cringe to subpar to average to based, all in 4 episodes, and did I mention it was its first 4? After that, the remainder of the season had a mix between all 4 variants. To me, it did not live up to the first season's expectations at all. However, it did not go tits up like a certain show from the spring. But it was a disappointment to them returning investors. I didn't want to believe the community, but 1 is an opinion, 2 is a correlation, and 3 is a trend. Kazuya either needs to get laid or go on estrogen, because it's time to use it or lose it. Like, dude, you got Ruka, who is 1 good argument away from being the best girl the whole show. She's willing to date an absolute loser like you, is willing to be 1.5 times, is the very model of a modern major general, girlfriend, and is down to smash. Oh god, how long have I been wrong? Bro, this show should be called Rented by a Simp. It also hit me that the relationship between Kazuya and Mizuhara is toxic as fuck. Kazuya puts Subaru's self-hatred to shame, while Mizuhara, bro, when Kazuya finally decides to use it and tell his family that his relationship with Mizuhara is fake, she's like, nah, bro, let's stay together because my dying grandma thinks I finally found myself a good man. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Mizuhara is the same bitch that's been saying lying turns people into children and trying to get Kazuya to come clean all this time. And when he finally mans up, you Stockholm Syndrome yourself into this. Like, what are you doing? Maybe Rent-A-Girlfriend is trash. C tier.
What's the difference between that ghost and me?
No, wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! I can do this! I can do this! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Okay, tell me.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference either. When will Ayamu make his move? As soon as I saw the first step, I knew this was made by the same person who did Teasing Master Takagi-san. From the same teasing style, to the same facial expressions, to the very same unis, bro. If my boy's able to tell a producer by his production style, then I can tell a manga writer by their product and art style. 2 out of 3 of this guy's adaptations are ranked C tier, so guess where this one ended up? I will say, this thing moved fast compared to Takagi. While it took 3 seasons for Nishika to basically confess to Takagi, it only took 12 episodes for the setup for Ayamu to confess to Urashi during her final year of high school. Which to me feels like this might not be one of the author's more popular works, so you don't have volumes of material to cover. A completely different animal compared to Takagi. So when the season ends, it's like, haha, Ayamu didn't confess, get baited. Except no, you didn't get me. Why? Because I've seen Takagi all the way through. Twice! I knew there had to be more. It was moving way too fast compared to what this guy usually makes. Miss me with your crafty modus of operandum. C tier. You guys remember the detective is already dead? Of course you didn't. Instead, you were investing your Weebucks into something of more value at the time, like Mother of Goddess Dorm. To me, Licorice Recoil was the promised detective is already dead. Before I fight this thing, there were some things to be satisfied about. For starters, this thing had the box standard A1 animation. It had the best VAing I've literally ever heard of anywhere in anime. And it had its solidly written character. Where I draw the line on this thing is its plot. Licorice Recoil's plot is driven by 2 villains, what I like to call the public villain and the shadow villain. The public villain's motives are reasonable. He hates being forced to live a certain way and despises the existence of licorice. However, his bro moment comes when he spreads international terrorism to Japan to expose the secret of licorice as the ANSWER group and that they are, and it hurts his credibility. I don't know why that's playing. No. What I hate is the shadow villain. This guy is responsible for driving Licorice Recoil's plot. And that is, spoiler alert, he saved Chisato's life by using the world-class Alan Parsons Project technology, but only if Chisato is trained into Jane Wick. But he's salty because Chisato refuses to kill anybody, so he disables Chisato's fake heart to make him kill him for the last copy. Totally ignoring the childish belief that Chisato holds so dear, and ignoring the fact that she already is the world's finest assassin without having to kill anybody. This dude is trying to make Chisato into something she clearly isn't, instead of accepting her for the way she is. Why the hell is a public villain working with this guy again? This is why I hate Licorice Recoil, but upon rewatch, B tier. Oh yeah, nothing says anime like child labor to keep your country safe. I mean, Chisato is 17, and she's been doing this for 10 years. It's one thing to use teenage labor, it's another to use child. Oh cool, now for me returned to the real world and traded in Rattale for a yawn demon. This was a little more ecky than Licorice Recoil, but what I liked most about it was that it actually followed through on its storytelling. Engage Kiss was well-rounded on all aspects, but not one of the first shows that you'd recommend to a friend. However, it did not leave you feeling like you wasted your time on it either. B tier. The maid I hired recently is mysterious. The maid I hired recently is sus. Read the MLA synopsis and thought instantly, this is a motherfucking teasing anime. And you know goddamn well that's my catnip of choice. Get into it and go, man, I'm disappointed. This is not what I expected. Then again, I go into every teasing anime thinking it's Nagatoro, so it's not you, it's me. This was decently wholesome, but Ayamu was more wholesome than this. Just kind of a blob of meh. C tier. Bro, what the hell is Stone Ocean? JoJo's whack AF. Bro, I laughed at this scene. It was my body's only natural defense. My brain could not physically comprehend what I was witnessing. I also fell asleep for like 4 minutes during the final up, so that pretty much tells you my thoughts on Stone Ocean's Part 2. C tier.